Hey guys, I'm gonna let you into a very motivated person and his or her diary. Let's start. So, 4 a.m. This person wakes up, right? And sort of like 4 a.m. he just wants to get it done before the busy day starts. Alright, wakes up and does probably 500 push-ups. Alright, and then he gets that done in half an hour, which is awesome. So at 4:30 a.m., okay, he makes a protein shake with protein powder, some kind of unsweetened milk, and then maybe some berries, which cost about $50 per kilo because they are organic and they're from some really awesome Indonesian farm. And then at 5 a.m., switches on the laptop, reply to emails, manage to clear maybe 200 emails in just 1 hour. Perfect. So now it's 6 a.m. The sun is nearly up, so he decides to go for a 21-kilometer run. Gets that done in just under 2 hours, and back home at 8 a.m. where he makes a breakfast with a plate with lots of veggies and maybe just like 1/4 of carbs and the rest protein. Can you relate? Right. Here's the thing, some days you just don't feel the mojo. Some days you feel more like a sloth than a Wonder Woman. You're not inspired. Well, guess what? Neither are we. And in my very first episode of this coaching motivation video, I will be talking about motivation, inspiration, and the 3 S's that we usually follow to help us put action before motivation. Before I start talking about motivation and inspiration, I just want to let you into 3 insidious myths about exercise and good nutrition and just good habits in general. So the first lie is you have to be inspired to do good habits. Lie number 2, you should always be motivated to do them. Lie number 3, experts are always motivated to do them. Let me tell you this, nope. Even for us coaches and instructors at One Habit, there is no such thing as permanent motivation. You will not always be motivated or inspired. You will not always feel the flow. Motivation comes and goes, and some days that motivation will be totally missing in action, MIA. But it doesn't matter. You don't need motivation nor inspiration to have good habits or to get you to your goals. In fact, what differentiates an expert from an amateur is not motivation, but action. Here's the thing, experts always find ways to get the job done regardless of how they feel. We call it action before motivation. See, we assume that motivation and inspiration always comes before action, and motivation and inspiration is some sort of a mental state. Sometimes it's sort of true, but most of the time it's not. Action usually comes before motivation and that desired mental state. Let's take an example. One day you decide to go for a walk. You're not very inspired, you had a very long day, but your brain kind of feels heavy and you want some fresh air. So you went for a walk. At first, you just sort of drag your feet along, you're staring at the ground. But after 5 or 10 minutes, the wind and the breeze starts to clear your mind. You stand taller, you breathe deeper, and your stride lengthens, and now your hips are loosened. You're walking proud, and you have direction. The movement itself is actually giving you energy. And after 20 to 30 minutes, you finish that walk feeling so good. Your brain fuzz is gone, it's replaced by awesome thoughts, awesome positive thoughts, and your body is energized. You feel sort of re-engaged with life, you have that connection again with the universe. And now you found that motivated mental state. See what changed? You acted first. You actually put action despite having a bad day. And this is what we call right here at One Habit, the 3 S's. See, motivation and inspiration, I like to put it as they're like cats. So I have cats and they're pretty fickle in their affections, right? They sometimes like to disappear, but sometimes when they are in the mood, they want to be around you. But here's the thing, you can't depend on cats to get your laundry done or get you food. Just the same thing, like you cannot depend on inspiration and motivation. And One Habit, we depend on this thing called the 3 S's. There's structure, systems, and scheduling. Let's take a look at those 3 things deeper. So firstly, structures. So what are structures? Okay, structures are actually the things and the environments that surround us and the things that we deliberately put in place to ensure that things get done. For example, I personally have a daily routine that helps me stay organized. Wake up, do this, do that, and finish up before I sleep doing this. You can also do that. Another thing is maybe you can look for a gym that is super close and convenient from your home or on the way to work. Or another thing is you kind of have a kitchen that is full of healthy food. So how do you can actually use structure? Okay, so build those structures, all right, and deliberately put it there so that you know that you will get things done and you know that you can put action before motivation. The next one is called systems. So systems are the processes and practices we use to make things happen. Like structure is the things that we deliberately put around us. Systems are the practices that we use to make things happen. For example, in the evening, you have this ritual of packing your gym clothes. I personally pack my clothes before the day, before I end my day, okay, for the next day. You can start doing that too. Maybe also before you start your workout, you have a really cool warm-up routine. You know what to do, you know how to get in the zone and do it effectively and comfortably. Like the structures, ask yourself what needs to happen for you to be effective and what processes and practices need to be in place, and then create and do those things. Lastly, scheduling. So scheduling is very important, I feel, because you are planning to succeed. You don't just wait, for the morning when you need to go to the dentist and then you book an appointment. You don't do that, right? You literally book an appointment months before. Likewise, we don't just wait till inspiration starts before we book a time to hit the gym or we book a time with your personal trainer. You know that it's Monday, okay, at 5 p.m. and you know that you have scheduled in a session at the gym. You will book your gym session and your nutrition session way ahead of time. Make time a priority and put it in your calendar and then stick to it. So how do habits and the 3 S's come together? So you may just notice that the 3 S's, structure, system, and scheduling are just habits. They are just action, right? So how about today, think about just one of the S. Maybe you can think about a structure that you can put around you. Maybe you can even start scheduling something in and stick to that time. Think about just one of the S's and start working on it to drive you to build your goals and to get to where you are. You don't have to make things complicated, but the whole point is we want to make sure that you put action before motivation. Don't count on motivation or inspiration. Act first, you will feel motivated later. And I hope that is helpful for you to actually get you to your goals no matter what they are. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Hope to see you again in the next video.